Welcome to another informative video from Office Gladiator. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Today, we're peeling back the layers of an intriguing aspect of the legal world, the RICO charge. This acronym might sound familiar to some, but do we really understand what it means? And more importantly, how it is handled in a court of law. It's a journey filled with steps, procedures, and legal jargon that we're about to simplify for you. Stay tuned as we delve into the concept and handling of a RICO charge. RICO, an acronym you might have heard in legal dramas, but what does it mean? It's a question that deserves a clear answer, and that's what we're here to provide. RICO stands for the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, a federal law enacted in the United States in the year 1970. This legislation was initially designed to tackle the mafia and similar organized crime syndicates, aiming to dismantle their operations and penalize their criminal activities. The purpose of RICO is quite straightforward. It provides a way for the law to hold individuals accountable for crimes they ordered or assisted in, even if they didn't personally carry them out. Picture a mob boss who never gets his hands dirty but orchestrates the entire operation. RICO allows the law to reach such individuals, making it a powerful tool in the fight against organized crime. However, over the years, the application of RICO has expanded beyond the mafia and organized crime. Today, it can be applied to businesses, political organizations, and even street gangs, essentially any group that engages in a pattern of illegal activities. To bring a RICO case, the prosecution must prove two things. First, that the individual or organization has committed at least 2 acts of racketeering activity, and second, that these acts are connected to an enterprise. Racketeering activities can include a wide range of offenses from murder, kidnapping, and gambling to fraud, bribery, and money laundering. The enterprise refers to any individual, partnership, corporation, or association that is engaged in or affects interstate or foreign commerce. What makes RICO so unique and potent is the severe penalties it brings. Convictions often result in lengthy prison sentences, hefty fines, and the forfeiture of any ill-gotten gains. The RICO Act has played an instrumental role in dismantling organized crime in the United States. It's a complex and powerful piece of legislation that has reshaped the landscape of criminal law. Now that we understand what a RICO charge is, let's look at how it's handled. A RICO case doesn't start at the courtroom. It begins much earlier. The first stage of any RICO case is the investigation phase. This is where law enforcement and legal entities dig into the details of the alleged criminal activity. They're looking for patterns of illegal conduct associated with an enterprise, which is one of the key elements of a RICO charge. This phase can be lengthy and exhaustive, as they must uncover enough evidence to suggest a RICO violation has occurred. It's a painstaking process involving interviews, surveillance, and sifting through mountains of documents. Once there's substantial evidence to suggest a RICO violation, we move on to the next step, gathering evidence. This step is crucial, as the strength of a RICO case lies in the quality and quantity of its evidence. The authorities will compile every piece of information that they can use to prove that the defendant has engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity. This could be anything from financial records and emails to witness testimonies and surveillance footage. But gathering evidence isn't just about quantity, it's about quality. It's not enough to have a lot of evidence. It has to be strong and compelling. It needs to clearly show the connection between the defendant's actions and the unlawful activity. Weak or insufficient evidence could lead to the case being dismissed before it even reaches the courtroom. Once the evidence is gathered, we reach the indictment process. This is where the government formally charges the defendant with a RICO violation. The indictment lays out the specific acts of racketeering that the defendant allegedly engaged in, and it's presented to a grand jury. This group of citizens will review the evidence and determine whether there's enough to proceed with a trial. If they find that there is, they'll return an indictment and the RICO case will officially move forward. With these steps, the stage is set for the legal proceedings to begin. Once the indictment is filed, the real legal battle begins. The court proceedings in a RICO case are a chess match of legal strategies, each side vying for the upper hand. Let's break it down. The prosecution, representing the government, has the burden of proof. They must demonstrate beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity as part of an enterprise. This could be anything from organized crime to white-collar offenses. The prosecution will present their evidence, which often includes witness testimonies, surveillance footage, financial records, and more. On the other side of the courtroom, we have the defense. Their goal is not necessarily to prove innocence, but to create doubt in the prosecution's case. They will challenge the credibility of the prosecution's witnesses, question the legality of the evidence collection, and scrutinize the prosecution's interpretation of the law. After both sides have presented their case, the trial moves to closing arguments. The prosecution wraps up their case, tying together the evidence and testimonies to illustrate the alleged RICO violation. The defense then has the last word. They aim to highlight the weaknesses in the prosecution's case and remind the jury of the high standard of proof required for a conviction. The jury then deliberates. If they find the defendant guilty, the judge will determine the sentence based on federal guidelines. This could range from hefty fines to lengthy prison sentences. If the defendant is found not guilty, they are free to go, but the prosecution can still appeal the decision. However, many RICO cases never make it to trial. To avoid the risk of a harsh sentence, defendants often enter into plea negotiations with the prosecution. They may plead guilty to lesser charges in exchange for a reduced sentence. So, you see, the court proceedings in a RICO case are a complex dance of strategy, law, and negotiation. It's a high-stakes game where the outcome can dramatically alter the lives of those involved. Now, we have seen how a RICO case is handled from start to finish. That, in a nutshell, is the journey of a RICO case. We've navigated the labyrinth of the RICO charge from understanding what it is, to the initial steps involved when such a case arises, and finally, the court proceedings. This journey is intricate and complex, filled with legal jargon that can be overwhelming. But remember, understanding these concepts empowers you. When you comprehend the workings of the Racketeer-Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, you can better navigate the legal landscape, whether you're a lawyer, an accused, or simply an interested bystander. It's crucial to remember that every case is unique, each with its own nuances and complexities. What we've discussed today provides a broad overview, a foundation upon which you can build your understanding. Legal knowledge, much like any other form of learning, is a continuous journey. So let's continue the journey together. Here at Office Gladiator, we're committed to bringing you clear, concise, and comprehensive content, breaking down complex legal topics into digestible information. We also cover other important areas such as employee and employment advice, tips, and information for the workplace. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Office Gladiator for more informative videos on legal topics and workplace advice. Knowledge is power, and we're here to help you harness it.